Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of LMScast. My name is Joshua Millage. I'm joined today with Christopher Badgett, all the way from Whitefish, Montana. Are you staying warm up there, man?
I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got some snow, but I'm doing good.
All right, I need to come see you and ski. Anyways, today we're talking about how real estate brokers and agency owners can get more leads and sales through online courses. I love this topic. My father has been a real estate agent and broker for 25 years in Fishers, Indiana. And I've always told him, Dad, you need to use the web to get more leads and sales. So, Chris, you've got the magic formula on how we can do this today. So, I'm going to leave it to you. Walk us through this. Where do we start?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing I just want to say is if you're not in the real estate industry or caring about real estate, still you can get a lot of value out of this episode because you could apply it to different niches and different economies. But the big point is that the information age is over. We're entering the curation age, which means it's not just about slapping up a bunch of videos or random pieces of content. People are overloaded. So if you look at the real estate industry specifically, and you're the owner of a business, you're a broker or agency owner, and you're looking to position yourself as the expert in the space, we're going to talk about how to create online courses to get more buying and selling clients attracted to your business. It's not that the courses are like a way to make even more money as a real estate professional. We're talking about using online courses for lead generation. And we did a episode with Kim Albee a little while back about how to use online courses to support after a purchase, where they can then use the courses to onboard into a software and get the most out of software. So this is kind of like that, but different. We're going to use it before the sale to get people to know, like, and trust you, build authority, build value in the marketplace before we start. So it's really a positioning tool, and it's also a way to leverage the social web to attract people to create content that other people are going to share. So I'm going to start and just get into the positioning aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so
Well, real quick too. I mean, I
yeah,
think you and I go back and forth and talk about this. I think probably every other episode at this point, where people forget that people do business with people they know, like, and trust. This
hmm
is this is like ubiquitous knowledge that applies to every single industry under the sun, especially with real estate agents and brokers, who I think oftentimes are in some sort of uphill battle, just given the nature of their job. Like, I've heard some people, oh well, I don't like being a real estate agent because people know that they need to hire me and they don't want to pay my fee and all of this stuff, right? This is a great way to just cut right through that and provide more value, that value can scale too, because once you create a course, it's done, and it can help 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, alleviate some sort of fear or help them answer some sort of question that positions you not only as an expert, but through your personality and who you are, they will know, like, and trust you. So I think it's just something that real estate agency owners should enact and embody immediately. And right now, we're recording this in December. I mean, this is a great goal to say by the end of Q1 or the end of Q2, we're going to have 2 to 3 of these courses out there, so that we can send new leads to, so they can start this process of knowing us, liking us, and trusting us. So, anyways, I won't digress too far, but I get really excited when I see opportunities, and I think this is a really ripe opportunity for real estate agency owners and brokers.
yeah, it's that issue of scale. One time, set it and forget it. It's totally there. It's not another sign to pound in the ground. It's not another billboard or ad spot to buy, or what other kind of advertising thing. You set it up once and you just get it out there, and you add value to your marketplace so that the people know, like, and trust you. So
Yeah.
to give you a little more specific example, if you're a real estate specific agent, you're going to either represent the buyer or the seller, or you'll be in some other niche, like commercial, or I'm just going to use a residential example. Uh, if your company represents buyers or both sides of the deal, that's fine. You can make a lot of different kinds of courses. But if you make a course on the first time home buyers guide, like, you're doing a couple things. You're positioning yourself as an expert. You're educating your marketplace. You're helping people see the value, especially when there's kind of an innate distrust for sales professionals. you're actually explaining like what it is you do, and you're coaching someone, especially at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when they're done with that. I mean, what are the odds they're going to go with you?
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't even try to sell them anything. You just educated them on the process, the things to look out for. You created the first time home buyers course.
And the fee becomes that you charge becomes a non-issue because of all the value and expertise you've given over ahead of time. And a lot of people have said in the real estate space that I've picked up on, it's like you need to write a book to do this. Well, now it's easy. It's easier than a book because you can do an online course that has the same effect. And I think the other thing is, you kind of touched on it there, Chris. It's like you're going to answer the same sets of questions depending on where a buyer or seller is at in their relationship with you. So why not send them to a really concise, easy to go through course to have those answers, to have those questions answered, so you don't have to answer them on the phone.
Now
you
you
don't
just
have
had a huge productivity boost.
boom
With your time.
Yeah, and so this isn't like a get rich quick or magic bullet. We're talking about what are the 20% of things that you can make courses around having to do with questions or objections or fear. Send your leads through that so you don't have to do it, so you can have an 80% increase in productivity by not focusing on all that stuff, And the sky's the limit. So that's a great, first time home buyers, that's a great course because I'm sure that conversation or series of conversations or meetings is probably the exact same thing over and over and over again.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Right. And make it engaging, make it informative. And like you're saying, Josh, the boost in efficiency, you also create a referral asset, which further compounds your efficiency.
Right.
So if I'm in a group of friends and I've already bought my first house and my friend comes to me and is like, hey, I'm thinking about buying my first house. Who should I go with? Or what was it like to do X? Now there can be like, oh, you might get the referral, but you might also get referral to your online course. Like, oh, you have got to check out this course. I'm so glad I took this before I entered the process.
Right. And then the thing too is like that actually becomes a lead capture form. Like you can make the front end of that a lead capture, and then you can just watch, because the technology allows you to, where they're at in the education process, so that hey, they just finished lesson 2, I'm going to call them now.
You might find that sweet spot, like, oh, people get really engaged on this particular lesson about this subject matter, like home inspections or how to get the seller to reduce the price and things like that,
what have you. It's brilliant.
So just to come at it from the other side, if you're representing the sales side, a course you could make is how to maximize your house to get the most profit on the sale price, how to get the highest possible sale price for your house. So that's what the seller is thinking about. All the same rules apply. If you do a good job, somebody in a group of friends is going to be like, hey, I saw you just sold your house. How'd you do it? Oh, I did awesome. You should try this agent. And by the way, you should take their course, because there were some things in here that I'm glad I knew about that I could do 3 months before I even put my house on the market to maximize the sale price and so on.
Right. That's brilliant too. I mean, the whole scalability here is just amazing. And I think like Dan Kennedy says it really well. He says when you enter into a market that's established, that doesn't have a lot of volatility or change from a technological standpoint, like in real estate's a great example of that. I mean, there's a lot of people who are doing stuff on paper still, he said you got to show up like no one else. You just have to come into the party, looking a little bit different, speaking a little bit different, acting a little bit different. And an online course is a great way to do that, because again, the scalability in these repetitive conversations you have, I would say don't skimp on investing in high quality audio and visual. Like don't try and cheap out and do it all off an iPhone. I mean, you could if you want to move quickly, but don't, hire someone for $1,000, $2,000 or whatever, and get it done right, and it'll pay off. I mean, come on, the commissions in the real estate industry are awesome, especially here in California. You don't need you sell a house or a couple houses, you've got a massive ROI on your audio and visual investment. And I've also noticed that that's another thing. Real estate agents don't like to spend money on things, but this is something I say invest into it, and it'll pay back huge dividends.
Building a marketing asset is, I think real estate companies especially do invest in their marketing, but like you said, how do you do it in today's world? How do you stand
It's
out?
all
How do
the
you show
same.
up different?
It's all the same ads. It's all the same. What if you saw an ad in a newspaper that said, "Take our free course for first-time home buyers. Take our free course. Learn everything you need." Blah 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 blah. That's
Yeah.
showing up. I mean, that's taking on offline media, pumping it into your online sales process, and then as they take the course, you follow up with them, and talk through what their objections or issues are as in parallel with your course. I mean, you're gonna have such a massive increase in your stick rate with leads. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
you're giving people an opportunity to take you for a test drive without any real social commitment where they're like, you're not saying, come to my office, I'm doing a seminar on first time homebuyers guide.
Yeah.
You're making it easy. You're like, hey, just
Yeah. Well,
open up your phone and come on in and see what I got.
and for those viewers who are like, Josh, that's great, but you're kind of a charlatan because you're not actually an agent or a broker or anything. I will be in less than a month. I'm taking the California real estate license exam. So, and I'm gonna kind of take and be in line with my father's footsteps. Taking over his estate that he's run for 25 years, and my brother's joining me. So I'm going to be in this doing these exact things very, very soon. And with the people I've worked with in Santa Cruz, I can already see that the more great information they give away, the better they do. And this is just another way of doing that. So it's really exciting.
And just to piggyback on what you're saying, I got into this whole internet thing myself through real estate. Many of you know, I used to run sled dogs in Alaska, and I didn't do much on the web.
Right.
But I had to sell some property in Alaska. I built my first website for some land I had, and I started doing video marketing and creating videos about the property. I ended up selling that property in 2 years for double what I bought for it at the bottom of the real estate market through video marketing. That's actually how I got into the internet.
That's cool.
So I also got my real estate license in Maine and learned how to sell online, and I started building websites for subdivisions and brokerages and my clients and things like that. And what I realized is exactly what you're saying, Josh, is when you show up to the party and you're doing video marketing and you're really standing out and doing things differently in your marketplace and acknowledging the realities of the social internet smartphone landscape, people start coming to you as like, oh, I'm going with the new school.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, well, I'm excited because, Chris, you've got a massive bonus today for people.
I do.
So we've shared 2 different courses, right? But how many do you have to share in total?
I'm going to give you 6 courses that I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out for you. Like, just make these 6. Like you said, hire a professional. If you don't have the funds for the professional, do it on your iPhone. Just make it happen. And, we have some done-for-you services. We call them Boost at LifterLMS.com, where we can take the technology part of like actually setting up the website and the learning management system, the courses for free there. We can take that all away and do it for you. You can check that out at LifterLMS.com, or if you already have a web professional, you should check out our software, LifterLMS, and you can quickly get your online courses up on a WordPress website quickly. But we've got your back. But I'd encourage you to download my guide on the exact 6 courses you should make, and you could literally make all these in just a weekend.
Yeah, and I would be I'd be surprised if in 6 months you didn't have some sort of massive increase either in your time and productivity or just your sales conversion. So we want to know about that. Leave us a comment under this video, or you can hit us up over at LMScast.com in the comments below that video too. But yeah, you can find that bonus on the blog post at LMS.com, or you can just head over to LifterLMS.com/real estate. And there'll be a landing page there where you can enter in your email, and we'll send it directly to your email. It'll just be like a PDF, right, Chris?
Yeah, that's
Boom.
right. I'm just going to hook you up with a checklist, like boom, 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 make these and see what happens.
Yep, and we're always here to help. We would love to help you get these courses online, and you can check the Boost services out on the website. We've got a lot of stuff. So I'll keep it short and concise, but thank you so much for watching this video. We love making these videos for you. So, yeah, let us know how we can help in the future. Until next time, we'll see you soon.